Hello, everyone, and welcome to a special early edition of Double Trouble Live on this Sunday here at Del Mar. My name is Frank Scaccione.
And I am Ciaran Thornton. How you guys doing?
And together we are Double Trouble.
I thought you were going to do the trouble part of it. Oh, my God.
I don't know what I was doing. We haven't done it in so long. I figured we'd give it a shot. We're on a little early this weekend because we have a special guest. Week in and week out, it gets extremely tedious and frustrating having to talk to Ciaran for about an hour and 20 minutes. So I always like to break things up a little bit.
Plus, we've been debating adding the pick 3 on anyway because we've had so many delays. We've essentially been starting our show while the first leg of the pick 3 is going off. So we're like, we may as well.
That's very true.
Anyway,
I like it.
Why not?
So to join us for this first little part of the segment today is an OG member of the DTL crew, a man who joins the chat, offers his picks, offers his opinions, all in the chat. Well, now we get to hear straight from the horse's mouth, so to speak. Please welcome Nick Seevers. Nick, what's good, my man?
Not a whole lot. I'm with you. I was on 5 minutes before with Ciaran. I was like, all right, time to get out of here. We gotta move along. Had enough of them already.
Let's go. Well, we just had that last race wrap up. We have 13 minutes to race 7, which is the start of the low takeout $3 late pick 3. Before we even talk about you, your background, how you found our show, all that stuff, let's just jump right into it because I want to make sure everyone has your picks for the beginning of the start of this late pick 3, Nick. So I'm going to put your play up right there. Just as you go through it, make sure I got the numbers right. I'm feeling a little under the weather today after all the Breeders' Cup activity and being at the track all day yesterday, doing my seminar, all that fun stuff. So why don't you walk us through how you're structuring this bet, and then Ciaran, I'm going to let you jump in and also offer your opinions based on what Nick's saying from his handicapping and wagering perspective.
There was a bit of me that just wanted to go cold 4-4-2 in this one, and I decided, that's a little too cute. I'm going on a show. I'm going to try and look like I know what I'm doing. So I tried to beat the 4, and I thought the 4 was going to be the favorite, and turns out the 8's the favorite. And now looking at the 8, I don't understand why the 8's the favorite, other than it's a Jeff Mullins Hector Barrios.
That's my top pick in here.
Well, then that's why. So we're gonna, So I guess that's why. And
I'll tell you why. Everyone's hopping on the DeMoro train now. I was early. That's what it is. He's just been on fire, I think. Didn't he already win a couple of races today?
Yes.
Who
is he? Did he walk to the crossroads and sell his soul to the devil?
This is what I said, watch out for this guy. When he does heat up, he's going to heat up. So I think that's why. I had him as my top pick. And I think the reason we're seeing the money come in is likely because he's just on fire right now. He's riding great.
Yeah. So, maybe I'm going to just throw this whole analysis out that I already gave you and put there because, we don't have to put my bets in yet and they aren't in yet. But I was going to basically play the speed here, which I was going to try and beat the 4. So, try to get cute. But the 2, 5, and 10 were the ones that kind of felt like they were going to be up front. And I used Timeform US. And so the 2 has the nice big late pace flag figure. So I figured that one will be kind of right there and may make the first move and it may be the winning move. And at 8-1 morning line, I was happy with it. Same thing with the 5. I'm a big fan of, not the 5, the 10 ran at Los Al, and I love Los Al dirt to Del Mar turf because it feels like it's the same surface.
Yeah.
And it ran really well and was 9-5. I understand in a 6-horse field, but was the favorite and just kind of didn't do very well. So maybe the dirt is kind of the dirt, but also maybe it just likes the turf. So I was going to go 2, 5, 10. And then because I was afraid of the 4 and I'm a little bit of a baby, I had the 4 in here also in my other pick where I tried to beat the 4 the next race.
Well, looking at the bets, it looks like that we're all very, very similar. And, in typical Ciaran fashion, bragging about how the 8 being his top pick, you think he'd have some stones and just single the 8. No. Here we are. He's using 4 horses in the way.
Top pick, but I actually thought this was
as another. Help me out here.
I thought this was actually a difficult race to start to pick 3. And I was like, I actually like how they placed this race. because if people do get knocked out and we see a little bit of chaos, we'll see a lot of money come into the double, I think. So I thought it was difficult. I did have the 8 on top, and I was going to make it really, really tight, but I'm so tight in the last race. I was like, you know what? Maybe there'll be chaos here. So, I mean, I went 8, 4, 10, 6 in that order. And, I mean, I threw the 6 in. I'm tossing the Millers like I did yesterday until he proves me wrong. I'm just tossing Miller horses, and I'm tossing. And I will reluctantly use a Glatt favorite, but Glatt is just as cold as Miller right now. So not that he's in that race, but those are 2 trainers. I'm just tossing them until they start beating me. It worked for me yesterday, and we're going to see if it works today. So I just thought it was a difficult race.
Yeah, I agree with you, Ciaran. I'm spreading as well. It looks like we're all spreading here. So, Nick, you're using in some combinations 2, 4, 5, and 10. Out of those 4 horses, if you only had to pick one, which would it be?
Well, now my top pick would be the 8 because Ciaran's talked me onto it, but they're not on my ticket originally. So, but originally my top pick was the 5. Okay. I think I'm going to stick with the 5. It seems to be the one that's like I got enough price that I feel good about it. So probably the longest of those.
Now, Ciaran, you're going 4, 6, 8, 10. Your top pick, if you could only pick one, would be the 8.
If I had to pick one, it would be the 8. And this is a race. 16 times, horses between 5-1 and 10-1 win a third of the time. So it's a race that does play out like some chaos can happen. The favorite wins or we get a price is usually what happens in this race.
Okay. And then I'm 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. I see it a lot the same as you guys. I think it's very, very spready. I was torn between the 6 and the 8 as my top pick. If I had to pick one of those horses, I would probably go with the 8 just because I think the 8's going to trip out a little better. But neither one of you guys, it's funny. We're all the same except Nick has the 5 and Ciaran and I don't. And I have the 9 and none of you guys have the 9. So let's start with you, Nick. You said your top pick is the 5. So speed of the speed. I thought there was a lot of speed in here. So my thinking was it might fall apart. But you think this horse just might make the lead and not look back? Am I reading that right?
That was sort of my hope, and beat the 10 last out. So kind of figured, well, it beat it last time by a length and a half, so it'll beat it again by a length and a half, and it'll be fine.
Okay. And then I'll start with Ciaran first. You don't have anything on my the horse that I'm using that you guys aren't, the 9?
The number 9's a Clydesdale.
It takes pictures. What is it? Takes pictures with the little kids?
Yeah. If JJ couldn't win on it, maybe.
Oh, wait, the 9's out.
The 9 scratch.
9's out.
Okay,
I don't get it. I do all my scratches early. When did the 9 get scratched?
No idea.
No idea. So you know what? I'm not even going to waste time on the 9.
You're saving money.
So that's the first leg. I'm going to run through Nick's so people can write his picks down. We don't need to talk about the next 2 legs because obviously we're going to do that after this race. So for people out there at home, Nick is 2, 5, 10 with 4 with 2, and then again 2, 5, 10, 5, 7 with 2, 6, and you can see the denominations there. I want everybody to write that down and feel free to play along with Nick. Ciaran, 4, 6, 8, 10 with 2, 4, 5 with 2, and then Frank 4, 6, 8, 10 with 4, 5 with 2, 4, 8. We're very, very similar here. Sorry, Nick, but Ciaran and I are going to have to root against your 5 because neither one of us have it to start the first leg.
And I want to throw a caveat in, Frank.
Yeah.
I really like number 2 in the next race. I'm trying to beat the number 4. So I almost debated doing all in this first leg to number 2 in the pick 3. I thought long and hard about that.
I was a big fan of that too. Also, it looks alike. It makes a lot of sense.
So, in the rest of the sequence, Ciaran, you're super strong on the 2 in leg 2, and super strong on the 2 in the payout leg.
Correct.
Okay, I agree with you in the last leg. I believe your 2 in the middle leg is no caps, also known as no shot. But we can talk about that in a minute. Let's see who Nick. Again, Nick is going to use the 4, the 5, and the 7. So no 2 for Nick. I'm with you, Nick. There's no 2 for me in my pick 3. I'm all about the 4, 5 in the next race, and then I'm a little spready 2, 4, 8 in the nightcap. Let's go to the comments real quick. How much time do we have? We got 4 minutes. Well, first, before we do that, Nick, thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it. You've been one of the OG listeners and contributors on this show. First off, can we ask, how did you hear about us? What made you decide to hop on and contribute and all that fun stuff?
If you have a horse racing show on YouTube, I'm probably in the comments, is the way I found you guys. So I am I'm the biggest consumer of horse racing media there is.
Wow.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing at this point in my life. I have 2 children. I should probably consume less of it, but they sit and do nothing. So they're in their room talking to their friends and ignoring me. So I sit in here and talk to random people on the internet, like my parents told me not to do when I was 15.
You never grew up, Nick.
Apparently.
So that's why you still take naps in the afternoon, like me. Between you mow the lawn, you take a nap, and you consume YouTube racing content.
That's about it. And these on Fridays I haven't been on because I referee high school football, so I'm out getting yelled at by grown men coaching high schoolers, and they yell at me, and it's a lot of fun.
I would imagine. Well, you have to link up with one of our other contributors on here, Chris Babcock. He's big in high school football. Yes, and he also does some work for the 49ers, I believe, on their radio broadcast. So you guys seem to have a lot in common. Tell us about how you got hooked on racing. That's something I always like to hear about.
I'll give you the quick version. Barstool used to do their Barstool Sports Advisors on TVG, and the only way to get it was on TVG. So I downloaded the TVG app on my Apple TV, and when it was over, racing came on. And so I kind of watched it, but I never did anything. And then a couple weeks later, the Breeders' Cup came on. I was listening to a college football podcast, and Bear Felica was talking about his Breeders' Cup pick. So fired up a TVG account, filled it up, lost every penny. But I got a rebate because you got a money back special on it or something. And so I got $10 back. And then Barstool came on that next Sunday. I took whatever the guy on TVG said, and I put my $10 on and I won. And since then, I haven't quit. So there was one guy who Dave Portnoy brought on, and it's me. It worked pretty well. He got a lot of churn out of it, but I don't know if that's what their goal was.
Well, you know what? We talked about Dave on the show before because he, much like all of us, is a big proponent of, or so I should say, a big antagonist towards the CAWs, just like we are. And he recognizes the problem. He speaks out about it. He just needs to bet
the low takeouts, though, Frank. We got to get him on board. If we get someone like him with the microphone going, give us those. I'm playing the late doubles and the low take pick threes. Watch all the other tracks rush into it.
That's a great point, Ciaran, and we mentioned that too. A lot of people who are frustrated, and we understand their frustration. They just want to take their money and go home, and maybe reallocate it more in sports betting or whatever. Spend it more on themselves, their family, traveling, whatever you do with your discretionary income, that's totally up to you. But we're taking the opposite view. We're not walking away if there are retail-friendly, low takeout wagers where we feel we have an advantage. Perhaps either we're not playing against the CRWs, or we feel like they're not getting enough of an edge to bully us like they do in the other pools. Then that's where we're going to place our money. We're going to take everything from our bankroll that we would spend in pick fours, exactas, trifectas, whatever it is. We're going to move it, and we're going to focus on these low takeout wagers where we do have a bit of an advantage. So,
Frank, I was taking a quick peek at the will pays here, or the probables in the next race, and number 4, overwhelming, $8 double from the 8 to the 4. Second highest is interesting. It's the number 6 sneaker is taking second highest money at 32. And then third is my number 2 at $49 and drifting up. They are hammering the 4, hammering it.
And that is that the Smile game? What is it? Grand Slam.
That's the Grand Slam Smile. Yep.
Yeah. What about the 5 Tina Turner? I think Ciaran and I both liked Simply the Best there.
$58, fourth choice, which was kind of shocking.
And they're walking to the gate as we speak.
Yep, they're walking to the gate. Nick, we're gonna keep you on through this race if you don't mind, because I would like to talk real quickly about your double plays before we, you hop off and Ciaran and I get into the nitty gritty of the show. But good luck, everyone. They're at the gate once again. We're very spready here, but very similar at the same time. Anyone but the 5. 4. Nick's 2, 4, 5, 10. Ciaran's 4, 6, 8, 10. I am 4, 6, 8, 10. Ciaran and I are exactly the same. Good luck, everyone.
Comes Violet's Song away third from the inside. These three lead them up the backstretch from Dancing Daisy, Balaza, and Tina Liz down toward the rail. Break of a length and a half back to cash in tonight. The 2 trailers, Tina's Princess in Trouble and Strife. Racing for the far turn, Don't Tell Me What to Do by a length and 3/4. Across the track, Violet's Song, 80 up between horses, and right there to the outside comes Dancing Daisy. A length and a half back, and Balaza's in contention from 5th. Going to try to slip through an opening on the inside and to steady there a bit as they come to the top of the stretch.
Sorry, guys. I muted everyone's microphone because we were all listening to the race and it was getting a little echo. But wow, for a race that we all thought was pretty competitive and pretty spready, one horse just absolutely crushes them, and that was the number 4, who fortunately is on all of our tickets, but only 5-2, but did beat the heavy favorite.
Yep.
Nick, any thoughts there?
Yeah, I mean, that was sort of what I was afraid that one was going to do, and why I only played it in the backup ticket, because I was a little bit afraid of it. So I didn't want to get too cute by getting beat by one that was kind of so obvious. So I'm unfortunately not alive to the obvious 4 in the next one, which will make it pay. It'll also mean I'm probably not cashing a ticket today, but one way or the other, I'll get something across.
And the Miller horse was faded late again, just like the Glad. They just keep dirt, turf. They just fade late, no matter the distance.
So, Ciaran, here we talk about fading trainers who are ice cold. How could you let a George Papadroma horse go? I mean, the guy's winning everything under the sun right now. He's so hot. So we talk about fading traders. You got to jump on the bandwagon while it's moving. Just incredible. Wow.
Yep.
And that race, I expected that race to be a lot more competitive. Let me just go through. So, Ciaran, I'm going to start with your ticket. So you got the 4 there, and now you're alive to the 2, 4, 5 in this. Let's see what the doubles were paying to see if there's any value with that 4 horse.
0.
The 8 did go off favored, so
it was down to, when I was looking, it was down to $8. Let's see if they hammered it. Oh, it went down to 7. So, actually, no, the 4 to the
4 is okay.
4 is paying $15.
Yeah, they whacked the 8-4 down to $7.40. So not too bad.
And 4 to the 2 is 57.
Okay.
4 to the 5 is 80. So the money really disappeared off the 5, which is kind of shocking to me, and went on the 6. 6 is the second choice in this race.
All right. Well, we're gonna get to that in a second. So let's see what Nick has here. Nick has a $3 pick 3 alive to the 5 and the 7, and then Frank. I just played it for $3, so I'm probably not looking all that good, but I have the 4 and the 5. So while we're waiting for this race to become official and start the double talk and get Nick's plays, tell us all the tools in your toolbox, Nick. When you're handicapping a race, you're trying to figure out what sequences to play or what horses you really want to focus on. How are you doing your handicapping, and what do you feel gives you an advantage over most of the other players?
Well, I have none, so that's one of the reasons why I'm not. But I also, because I can consume so much of it, I do feel like I get that is part of my edge. Is that I'm sure AI can do what I do in a much cleaner, happier fashion, just stealing transcripts from YouTube and make it for everybody. But I know which handicappers I like and I follow. And with that, I then go and look, and like Emily Gullickson, one of the greatest handicappers in the world.
Emily is fantastic.
At Optics. I basically follow her in the winter, right? So she goes and just looks at Oaklawn, and I just play Oaklawn because she does. And then I'll play Turfway by myself and, end up doing okay. Turfway is my favorite place in the entire world, though I've never been. And then I use Timeform US as my PPs. And I'll use optics a lot when during Turfway. I love the circles and squares, and specifically the pace, because when time form and optics tell me the pace is going to be the same, the pace is pretty much exactly the same, and you can pretty much count that that's going to be right. I don't think that time form has the best pace product. I think it's good. I don't think it's the best. I think optics is the best.
Optics is the best.
Yeah. So it's combining those two. I bet on Twin Spires almost exclusively at this point, and so I get the Brisnets, which I don't think are very good nor very useful, but I do have them. But Timeform is my my go-to.
Okay. So you do your own work, and you're also all about handicapping the handicappers. There are select handicappers that you like and you follow, and when your opinions line up, that's really a good thing. I know you also play contests because you've done that on the show before, along with Ciaran. So you guys are cut from the same cloth. Ciaran, why don't you tell us first what your typical contest approach is? I'm not talking about the big money ones. I'm talking about, the ones during the week. Either it's a feeder, live bankroll, mythical. I mean, where's most of your action land?
Feeders right now. I'm just feeding to big contests like Del Mar, and then I'll do feeders to the NHC and Breeder Cup contest. That's pretty much it right now.
Yep.
And you play on Twin Spires, Express Bet, horse tourneys, horse players, right?
Caesars. I'm on all of them.
Ciaran's never met a contest.
We don't get any rebates. We don't get any rebates here in California. So my loyalty is like, I may as well get free rooms in Vegas. So I use the Caesar race book.
There you go.
You know what I mean? So why not?
And what about you? Do you have any favorite type of tournaments or favorite?
I only do the live money. I watched Matt Miller win $2 win place by picking colors. I don't believe him. I don't calling him a liar, but I don't believe him. I'm pretty sure he's like, I like the 6 in these 2 races, and I'll make him look colors, and I'll do that. That's my thought. But
I love that.
Yes, but Dr. Tang, who is the greatest $2 win place player in the world, I believe in the world he is, and he does not. He actually handicaps and he picks 20 to 1 shots, and he wins tournaments all the time and will win the NHC.
Who is that? Who's the name?
His name's Ronald Tang, Dr. Tang on Twitter. Yeah, he
actually beat Ciaran yesterday.
He did. He is a very, very good $2 player. He's also a very good player in general, and he's a doctor who cures cancer and then also beats me in horse racing. So
one time I don't use Ricky, and he was my second choice. If I had 2 tickets, I would have had, my second ticket actually did better than that first ticket, and I didn't play.
I know. I almost called you out publicly but I didn't want to rub salt in the wound. You called the guys who finished ahead of you dart throwers. Craig Kaufman is not a dart thrower. I was a long time, and I know Ronald Tang is not a dart thrower either.
Those were pick and praise.
Just a little bitter.
No, that was just my comment on some of these. The pick and praise, or a lot of them are just people just.
Yep.
Yeah, but the favorite won the last race, and they both had it. So I mean, that was.
I was thinking it was live.
That's like
what I was thinking
when he blames the jockey.
Well, I actually thought it was a live tournament, which is why I said that. I hate those live ones. I never change my picks. So you can always fade my picks. If I do a live, I'm not changing. I'm just.
Oh, okay. So you put your picks in anyway, and you thought it was live. You thought, well, whatever.
Yep.
Well, ladies and gentlemen out there, if you sign up and play a tournament, make sure you know what it is. Unlike Ciaran, if it's a live tournament, you should probably know it's a live tournament. But anyway, okay. Let's move on. First of all, let me just see real quick in the comments. Great info, Nick Seevers. Because, Nick, we're going to let you go. But before we do, I really want to go through your double plays here and tell us how you see these next 2 races. We've got race 8, the Betty Grable Stakes race for Calbred, 7 furlongs. And then we got a really interesting turf race in the nightcap. I know Ciaran is very strong on a horse in the nightcap. Let's see what you got cooking here, Nick. Looks like 4, 5, 7 are your key picks here.
Yep, and I'm alive in the 5-7 that pick 3. So in real life, I'm not going to play that 5-7 to the 2 because I already have it covered in the pick 3 because I don't need to do it twice. The 4, I'm alive, I'm dead. I don't have a pick 3 ranked to that one. So what I'll probably do is run that extra $20, and in reality, it'll be more than $20. It'll actually be more than $50. It'll be more than I'm comfortable because I think this 4 is a lock because I don't like it that much. And then I'll play it in the 2, which I think is a pretty obvious one in the last. There's not I'm not a huge fan of that 2, but it seems just like it's the best one. I actually really like the 1 prior to the scratch in the last race.
That was my backup long shot.
Yeah. And so the one
that was all about a long shot play.
Yeah.
We all like that horse. Okay.
Yep. So we clearly weren't going to get 8-1, but I think the 4 is pretty logical here. So I like to play my tickets where if I hit for a lot of money. I don't hit a lot of them, which is why I've really stopped playing a lot of these horizontal bets. I don't play the pick 5s almost at all. I only play the pick 3 here because you guys do it, and I like the takeout on it. I'm much more of a win player, and the tournaments have really led me to be like, just play to win. Because when I hit a $50 8-5 shot, you know how excited I am to win $130. Like it's a little sad, really, how excited you get.
No, it's not, man. No one ever went broke making a profit. I mean, that's. You know what? That 8-5 that you're hitting is probably better value than a longer priced horse that people are trying to make a case for. So don't ever feel bad about that. One question for you based on what you said, because Ciaran and I talk about this all the time on the show. The reason we do this show and we don't do it in the morning or 2 days beforehand is because we like to pivot. You mentioned something. You're changing your double play because of the result in the first leg of the pick 3. And This is something Ciaran does too. And Ciaran's main point that he was making earlier is that if the pick 3 is competitive and a lot of people get knocked out, they come back and they play the double because they're out of the pick 3. You're alive in the pick 3, so you're going to come back and say, you know what, I'm not going to play one of my double combos because I have it in the pick 3. I'm going to use that money to maybe cover a combo I don't have or press on one of the ones that I do like. So
part of that is
being
true.
able to pivot and be fluid is so important.
Yeah, part of that's true, but I'm not going to play anything that I don't like, right? So there are times where I will, because I'm allowed to the 5-7, and I think that pick 3, if the 5 and 7 come in, I'll be happy. I think realistically the 4 wins here. And when you see I always look at the pick 3 payouts, and the computers are telling you who's going to win this race is the way that I look at it, right? The 4 is paying $46 for a pick 3, and the 6 is $100.
I almost didn't use the 4 in my pick 3, just so you guys know.
Yep.
That's so anti-4, it's crazy. And probably win, but I'm definitely off the 4.
I'm exactly with you. It's like I don't like this one at all, but as you said, it's like I don't want to go broke because I want to beat this 4 that I don't think is good. But like, I don't know, I'm going to play everybody but the 4 then. And if I'm doing that, I'm not going to let ITP get in my head, because my thought is if you're playing the all button, you play the longest half, right? You take the longest half, the half of the field that says the longest prices, and you use those, and you throw out the favorites. Otherwise, you let you cut your ticket in half, and if the favorite wins, well, you didn't like it anyways. If you liked it, you would have just been playing that one.
You would have singled the horse.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's great advice, actually. I've never heard ITP say that. But I trust his wagering acumen. He's pretty smart.
Yeah. The best. He's really, really, really good.
Minutes, Frank.
Okay. All right, Nick, we're going to let you go. Here are Nick's picks up here. If you don't mind, maybe stand by your phone.
I'll be in the background. I'll stay right here and be in the comments.
I'm just going to remove you from the studio. Yeah. You can come and go as you please. And if we have time to have you back on later in the show, we would love to have you. Thank you so much for joining us, Nick.
Thanks, guys.
Hopefully we'll see you again. Great info. Nick Seevers, everyone. Take care, buddy. All right, Ciaran, that was great info by Nick. Let's move on to your double plays here. All right, what are we doing here? Talk us how you.
All right. Well, let me tell you why I do not like the chalk and why he'll probably win, because I said that. We got this jockey from McCarthy, top power, has 2 seconds and a third. Jockey's 0 for 8 for this trainer right now, so he's on a cold streak for this trainer. I thought my notes were any other jockey, I would make this the top pick. I can't.
They won the Solana Beach over the summer together.
I know, but I mean, that's me hopping off a Coleman and trying to beat him.
But you're not hopping off. You're using the horse.
Well, look at my bet. I mean, I'm using him just
kind
of defensively. $10 double. Actually, the $10 double.
Take that $10 and put it on something you like.
I'm actually going to, well, if you saw my notes earlier, this was a race time will pays. Remember when I said what the probables were when I sent to you? This last one with the 4 into the 2 was see what the probables are. I had the scratch, so I put that in there now. But looking at the will pays right now, the 4 to the 2 is paying $22, $10, 44. Yeah, I'm tossing that bet. I'm not using it.
Yeah, see that I agree with you. Like, if you don't really like the horse that much to begin with, and it's paying, I mean, it's not worth it. You're better off taking that $10 and putting it into a combination that you like, right?
Yeah. And my top pick in here, and I talked about it earlier, No Cap. And if I'm making a Rispoli horse my top pick in here, I must really like something. Or I'm still hungover from last night. We'll see.
Yeah, no, tell me why you like this horse, because I wanted to like this horse, and all I kept coming back to is that there was a lot of speed in this race, and I just think this horse hates Del Mar. There's a reason they ran the horse on the turf twice at Del Mar. I don't think the horse likes the main track. How did you come up with this horse? Because I don't see it.
Well, I was looking here. Let me scroll down and get my notes on here. So 6 is taking. Is 6 still taking a lot of money? Let's look at the will pay on the 6. So this was the reason I ended up going with it. So right now the probables in the 6 is the second choice in the pays. And when I looked at this, look who rode the 6 last out on 1 for Papa. And Rispoli has been winning at a big clip when he hops on his horses.
Yeah.
And he hopped off this winner and went to the number 2 for corner. They've already hit this year. So I was like, if Rispoli is hopping off a Papa horse right now, who's red hot, that's a big upgrade for me, especially on a jockey like this. In the money, last 3, a couple of wins, not on Lasix, off Lasix. Will that make a difference? Perhaps. But again, it's an upgrade because Rispoli hopped here and did not ride who the second choice is in the will pays and the probable. So
yeah, for him to
I was looking for a reason not to bet the 4. And I'm actually kind of shocked. My other backup play was number 5, Tina Turner. AA's riding for Knapp, unbeaten, second power. I think my notes said no works, but I believe I read somewhere where it wasn't a listed work or something, or a horse ran onto the track. So they actually did have a work. And last out was on the hill, won the debut on dirt, second pick in this race. I mean, I made the number 4 my third pick.
Let's look at your pick 3. So you're alive. You hit the 4 in the first leg, 2, 4, 5 in this leg. So you have the 4 in the pick 3 anyway. You decided that there's no value from the 4 to the 2 in the double. You're getting rid of that bet, correct? Are you going to reallocate that $10 or just be happy with?
I'm just going to be happy with double. I'm going to be happy with the double I'm going to get here.
Okay, so Ciaran's using the 2 and the 5 to this leg, and he's all about the 2 in the last leg. Let me put up here. So here's my pick 3. Alive in the first leg. I'm using the 4 and the 5 in this leg. But if you look at my doubles, I am using the 4 and the 5. But I am also using the 6. I didn't really know what to make of the 6, other than I think he is the classiest horse in the race, but he's never been on dirt before. And, to me, for a horse who's had 17 starts, who is a terrific turf horse, it just seems like a really weird spot. Sneaker beat Grand Slam Smile last time. But again,
and Rispoli hopped off. I'm probably upgrading Rispoli more than I should, but that's a big reason why I'm off the 6 and off the 4 is what I'm thinking.
Ciaran, I'm with you. It's not like Rispoli finished third on that horse. He won. When a win rider jumps off, that is extremely telling.
Especially for a trainer that he's winning almost 40% for this trainer right now. So when he does that move, it's like, okay.
Maybe Georgie P was like, you know what? This is actually a prep race for the Turf Festival later in the meet. We're going to run this horse in a mile in one of those Calbred races, and you can have the mount back. I don't know the behind the scenes, but I'm with you. That was a reason why I didn't like Sneaker as much as the others, but I am still using. So 4, 8, 5, 8, 6, 8. So the 8 is my key in the next race. And then I came back. And I like your 2 as well, Ciaran. So I came back 4, 5, 6.
2 is going to – your horses are going to be looking for an Uber, Frank, because the 2 is going to smoke them in this race.
I'm talking about the last race.
Yeah, the last race, number 2, No Other Like You, I think with Demoro on is going to smoke the field. I think it's – I wish this race was this race, if that makes sense, so I could really – hammer the double, if that makes sense. I wish the last race was the second to last race. I really like the 2. I know the ownership group. So I got a little toss that last race. They actually planned on scratching and they decided just to race. Demuro's on. They finally got rid of Tyler Bays off that horse, who should not have been on it over and over and over again.
For what it's worth, audience, Ciaran gets the worst information ever. Okay. I like that horse on its own merits. I don't need anybody to tell me the horse is live. I can figure it out myself. But that's neither here nor there. Well, Ciaran, let's go talk about this race. It looks like the computers don't like the 2 either. I don't like the 2. The computers don't like the 2. You're the only one who likes the 2. So you're getting good value. The horse is 7-1 in the win pool. What are the will pays here? Let's see. He is 1, 2. Well, interesting enough, your 2 in this race is third choice in the will pays for the double. Yep. And third choice in the pick 3 as well, but that's probably just based on the morning line. I don't think that's anything out of the ordinary or sneaky. Let's go to the comments. We haven't gone to the comments in a while. Let's see. I just want to mention this real quick before we get caught up. Josh Plummer, he's a lurker and occasional poster. Yes, Josh, we know you. 5 weeks ago, daughter was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, taking all the profit from the pick 3 and the daily double and donating to breakthrough T1D research. You know what, Josh? Prayers and best wishes to you and your daughter. I like that. I'd like to do the same. So if you send me a private message with your info and the info of the charity, maybe if Ciaran and I have a really good day, we'll take a portion of our profits and maybe do that as well. And hopefully some of our audience would listen. But more listen and do the same. But more importantly, prayers to you and your family, and thank you so much for joining us. It's really important to have audience members like you involved in the chat. So let's get a win. Absolutely.
What's his ticket so we can cheer for it?
Oh yeah, you know what? See, this is why I need a co-host because I can't do this myself. So Josh, I don't know if you heard Ciaran, but he said please post your ticket so we can cheer for it. Maybe we'll play it, actually. We'll just play the double. The same. John Allwell, thanks for joining. He's 245.
He better not be doing it, Frank. All, just so we can get the win.
Frank's never done that in his life, but that's okay. $25 double, 245 with the 2. He's all about your 2 in the last race as well, Ciaran. Gotta love that. Mr. Guitar, pick 3. He's alive in the first leg. Then he's 2-5, 2-5. Those are horses that we have as well. He likes your 2 in this leg too, Ciaran. He's sharp. Win place 2, 2-4-8, 2-4, 2-8. Okay, 2. Yeah, we're all on a lot of the same horses.
Here, Frank, go
ahead.
I'm gonna switch over to because we've done it a couple of times. Let me show you the race lens for.
Yeah, go ahead, do that. While I'm rolling through the comments while you set that up. Hey, John, thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it. Yeah, we're gonna make
this.
Some money
this is
today.
what race lens is showing for this race, Frank. Look at this. It's saying no cap should be 5-2, and
Hold
4.
On, let me hide that. Let me hide the comments so I could see it. Hold on one second. All right, can you walk us through that real quick? Because I'm going to open
it up. They've got this as a split race, number 2 and number 4, essentially at 27% each. So that's not the overwhelming type of favorite you would think an odds-on horse would be. Just saying. I think this 4 is very, very beatable.
Ciaran, that's great info. What price? When you price that up based on the percentage, what do they say?
They're saying no cap should be the 5-2 favorite. And Grand Slam will be 5-2, and then Sneaker will be 4-1. That's how their algorithm is playing it out.
Very interesting. As far as the doubles, even money for Grand Slam Smile. Sneaker 5-1, no cap right there at 6-1. So interesting. Tina Turner a little dead, 9-1.
Yeah, that's the one I'm kind of surprised that Tina being so dead on the board. Like I put that as that's my second pick in this race. I mean, I have the 4 as a third pick, and I just think
she's going to trip out perfectly, right?
That's what I thought too. An unbeaten horse. She doesn't know what it's like to lose. 2 for 2,
All right, so Ciaran, here was Josh's pick 3. So he was alive after the first leg. And he's 2-4-2. Okay, so that's good. We'll root for that. If you're coming back with the double, Josh, please let us know. Nick forgot to mention something on the show, so let's post this real quick. The 7 in race 8 and the 6 in race 9, same ownership. Oh, maybe that's why the double is. Oh no, it looks like it's a good value. So anything here, Ciaran? Did you like the 7 in this leg or the 6 in the last?
Isaccord or Isaccord?
Not for me.
I bet this horse so many times.
Me too.
so many times, you know, and then no, I tried to find a reason, I couldn't.
All right, Ciaran, Josh posted this for you. He's doing a $25 double 2 with 2. I'm going to let you play that because I don't like the 2 in this leg. That's your pick. He's following you with the 2.
And it's paying 108. That's a nice little healthy for $5.
So why don't you play that for both of us? And if that hits, we'll take whatever that pays and we'll donate it for Josh. We'll double up on his bet. Do you mind doing that, Ciaran?
Let me hop on.
Do you have any money left in your account?
I have lots of money. I've got my Double Trouble account. I've been telling you, I've been just using one account. My Caesars Racebook account is our Double Trouble show account. It's gotten pretty.
While you're doing that, Kelly Gredvig, nice to see you, Kelly. Thank you for joining us on this fine Sunday. If you like anyone, Kelly, let us know. We want to root for you. Grandma Horse Racing. This is a new person. Thank you for joining us. Trisha sent me to you. Love what you do. Well, thank you so much. I'm so glad to have you on. If you have any picks or plays that you're alive to, please let us know because communal positive energy groupthink gets us to the winner's circle. Thank you, Grandma Horse Racing, and shout out to Trisha. Much appreciated. All right, Ciaran, I'm going to put your double play back up because we're getting close here. Ciaran's very tight here, and this is rare, ladies and gentlemen, and I often say when Ciaran is tight, if Ciaran loves a favorite, go to the window, and if Ciaran is not super spready like he usually is and is very tight, that means he has a pretty strong opinion.
I thought if I hammered Frank, if I hammered the 4 too, I thought it just, even if I did the $100, I mean,
but you don't like the 4. I mean,
I know that's what I'm saying. But if I didn't, you know what I mean? And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go for a price win. And if I don't win, if I win this one, it's going to be a nice little paycheck. So I'm okay with no matter what happens. I like how I approached it today.
I was just going to say that. I think this is a great wager for how you see the race.
Now, I will say I'm a little surprised. The 4 with the 2 is actually paying $22 is not bad because I really think the 2 in the next race will be even money. And I mean, if you're getting $22 for an odds-on horse with an even money horse, that's not a bad.
I disagree with you. That horse is not going to be even money, but let's see because optics will tell us. The 2 should probably be 9-5 based on the way the doubles are coming back. So that would be the favorite. The second choice would be the 8 True Patriot at 3-1. And that was one of my horses. So yeah, you'll probably get about 8-5. It'll be interesting because according to the double, the 2 should be 9-5. But if that horse takes more money, that means the computers like the horse. So we'll see how that wagering shakes out. Ciaran, back to your point. I mean, why would you spend $100 playing a combination that you're just like, when you have you're playing your strongest opinions?
I have reasons, and I was like, and then I went back to myself, and I was like, I'm liking a Rispoli horse when I was so off him after the Breeders' Cup. So, and he's run second a number of times in the last couple of days. I still like the horse, so hopefully that says something, and I'm right. Otherwise, I'm going to have to listen to you for the next week.
How about this? Chris Pudrats, thanks for joining us, throwing a monkey wrench into the works. No one has talked about the one Hot Girl Walk. Chris, who's a very, very sharp horse player, handicapper, terrific tournament player. 15-1 on number 1 Hot Girl Walk. His reasoning is horse for course.
And an upgrade.
Oh, I didn't see it. Anything, Ciaran?
I actually looked at it, and huge upgrade. Van Dyke rode it during the summer. So that was, huge upgrade from that jockey.
The rail bothers me at 7 furlongs.
I agree on that. Yes, that was the same.
But, the
I
horse
found
likes
reasons not to like it.
But if there's a pace collapse, this horse will come running. I mean, that seems to be the style, a little bit of a grinder. But, yeah, look, Chris, you're right. Horses raced at Del Mar 5 times on the main track, 2 firsts and 2 seconds. Hey, good luck. I'm having a hard time seeing it, but Wouldn't be the first time I was wrong and Chris was right. It's usually the other way around. Chris is right way more than I'm right. So I respect your opinion, but I not for me. But that's okay. Let's move on to John. Let's get this 2-2. But 4-2 or 5-2 is better than
but
losing.
It's also a race. If you don't like the chalk and you're able to be tight in the next leg, like you could look at some of these will pays and go, you know what, that's a great bet. I mean, if we look at his 1 into the 2 now, what is it paying? I'm sure it's paying big.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. That's a great point.
$78
If you're against the favorite, you could use multiple horses in this race if you're tight in the next race. That's an excellent point and a great way to play the double, especially if you're making a case for a 15-to-1 shot, right?
Yep.
So did you see what was the one?
The 1 to the 2 is paying 366. 2 to 2
awesome.
117. 3 to 2 is 2,500. 4 to 2 is 23. 5 to 2 is 111, and 6 to 2 is 57. Actually, the 2 just took a bunch of money. The 6 to the 2 was $84 a second ago, and then it just refreshed on my end to 58, whatever that is. And then 7 to 2 is 193.
But yeah, I mean the double pays with the 1 are going to be fantastic if the 1 wins this race. Good luck, Chris. I'm going to leave. They're at the gate, by the way, so we'll shut up in a minute. I'm going to put Josh Plummer's and Ciaran's play up on the board here for good luck. They're off, ladies and gentlemen. Good luck, everyone.
Outside Sneaker came out in 4th. After that, it's Tina Turner between horses. Sexy Blue and Hot Girl Walk on the inside. Up the backstretch they go. It's Accord and Hector Barrios take up the running. They're on top by a length. With Grand Slam Smile second to a 22.45 quarter. No Cap is third and on the rail at the half-mile pole. Then Sneaker to the outside. Tina Turner is 5th with 4 lengths to make up. 2 lengths more to Hot Girl Walk, and then comes the trailer.
You didn't like the favorite. You didn't like the favorite, Ciaran. There's nothing wrong with that. No shame there.
That favorite did not win. What did it end up going off at? A 3 to 5. That was a little sketchy to the last few feet too. 7, nice race.
7. Oh, 7 ran huge. Yeah, I was like 7. Well, yeah, we didn't even talk about the set. I mean, we did. We said we didn't like it. While they're making this official real quick, Dan H., good advice. If you think the 2 to 5 shot is beatable, you look at all the probables. And absolutely right. You see if any combination of horses you remotely like are worth playing for $5. Our man John, okay, he is alive to the 2. Ciaran, a lot of people singling your 2 in the last race. And then Grandma, love what you do. Well, thank you. We love that you joined us. And here again, Grandma, you guys have a great chat. Thank you. Yeah, it's not easy having to deal with Ciaran, but, we make the most of it. For a second there, Ciaran, I was ready to quit the show. When your 2 snuck through up the rail.
Well, if that 2 had anything, that was a great move, but then the horse just didn't have anything, but it looked great.
Yeah, the horse wasn't good enough, but the horse still still ran 3rd. I mean, the horse ran a great race. I was ready to quit the show.
If that horse had anything, that was a great cut around the turn. You know what I mean? Rispoli, if he had a decent horse, he would have won that one, but he didn't.
The horse just was not good enough, but man, that horse
it was
ran
worth a shot,
big.
though. Worth a shot.
No, the horse ran great. Seriously, I was like, that's it. I'm done. Frank's quitting the show. We'll have Nick Seevers take over as co-host with Ciaran. All right, so let me just roll through real quick. And then Nick's in the waiting room. We'll get Nick on for a couple of minutes just to talk about the rest of the recap of this race and what he might be doing going forward. And then Ciaran and I will take it from there. But so Nick, who won that first leg, Ciaran? That was in the pick 3. It was the 4, right?
Yep.
So 4. No, so Nick's dead in the pick 3, but let's see his double. He had the 4, who just won this race, Grand Slam Smile. So he's alive to your 2, and he's also alive to the 6. Ciaran, 4. You're still alive in your pick 3. I mean, we know
it's not going to pay anything, though.
No, I know, but I'm with you. I got the same thing. It's not going to pay anything.
I should have done like some of those other tickets I did up at Santa Anita where I heavy, like I did $12
to get your money back. But
I was like, you know what? I'm just going to leave it like this.
I'm glad you didn't do that. That's just silly. Like, you didn't like the horse. So I have a $30 double going to the 8. And then I have a $10 double going to the 2. So again, I don't think these are going to pay that much anyway. My pick 3 is alive to the 2, 4, and the 8. So, maybe it'll come back something to the 4. What are you going to do when it's chalky, chalk, chalk, chalk?
And it's official.
You need to love those combinations and play them for like, $100.
So the will pays, Frank. We're official now on the 2
okay.
is $22.50.
That's the double?
Yeah, double's paying $22.50 for the 2, and what's your other one? 4 and 8. $60 on the 4, and $37.50 on the 8, and the pick 3 is paying $55 for the 2. I actually make a profit on my pick 3 ticket. The 4 is paying $138.90, and the 8 is paying $123.60.
Yeah, tough way to make money unless you had a super strong opinion. But I will say this though, man, number 4 Grand Slam Smile, what a super duper cool horse. So that going into that race, she had 15 starts, 8 wins, 6 seconds, 1/3. And now she just won another one. I love to see horses like this. And she wins on dirt. She wins on turf. She wins routing. She wins sprinting. So when we see Calbreds accomplishing that kind of consistency, hats off. Congratulations. John wants us to talk about the will pays. Ciaran just ran through them, but I'll have him run through them again. But first, shout out to Mark Hackworth and Janet. We had a lot of fun playing together and hanging out with them during the Breeders' Cup Betting Challenge. I know they watched the show. So if they're watching today, thanks for joining us. Ciaran, you want to run through those for John again, the will pays?
We're looking at $22.50 on the 2. Oh, wait, for the double. $60.50 for the 4. $118.5. $231 for 6. $563 for the 7. $37.80 for the 8. $566.9, $159 for the 10, and $237 for the 11.
So again, not great, but if you had strong conviction and you played it the right way, that's why Ciaran, that's why I don't mind. I think you played it right. You had an $80 double going to your best opinion, the 2 with the 2.
And I would have been.
Why would you come back and give $100, spend another $100 just to break even if the favorite wins? I don't think it makes sense.
And if it had come to fruition, that's 2 stacks it was going to be paying. So why not? That was a good swing.
You got beat by an odds-on horse. You turn the page.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's like
it's still the horse ran great. My notes would be, that was a big up. The horse did not disgrace itself. That's for sure.
I'm telling you.
Maybe they'll cut it back. Who knows?
Turning for home.
Yes, that was a great move. Great cut.
I was ready to quit. I said, you got this 2 wins. I'm done. I can't do it. Anyway, let's get Nick back on real quick just for his thoughts and what he's going to do going forward, any hedges or anything like that. Nick, welcome back to the show. We'll get you on for like just about 5 minutes here because I know Ciaran's going to want to start playing trifectas and exactas and everything. A, what did you think about that last race? And B, based on what you're alive or not alive to, are you going to get involved in this last race?
I don't know what a hedge is, so no. You
He
gave
doesn't
me
either. He doesn't like to hedge. I love that about him.
you gave me
not
a
like
$100 budget on the show, but I don't
Yeah.
play a $100 double. I played a $500 double because Ciaran was so against the 4, so he talked him right in, and
Right to the winner's circle.
I actually really like that 7, which is why I had that pick 3 running through that 7. Because if you look back, I don't know, a couple of races, that race at Del Mar on the July 26th, 9-5 in an allowance race where it was almost gate to wire and then just kind of folded and then got claimed by Bob Hess, then got claimed by Kent Sweezy, then got claimed by John Sadler, and then back to Bob Hess, back to the same ownership group into a stakes race was a very interesting angle to me.
Yeah.
And so giving
She
it
ran
that
great.
Yep. And so
but that's why I was off it too. Just almost. It was how I would describe that horse.
Yep.
Or it's actually a great, if you own that horse, fantastic. Always collects a paycheck. It's always around the line. I mean, paycheck horse, but yeah, that's why I ended up not using it because I've been just almost so many times on that horse.
But I thought the cutback was good.
7-year-old mare, for her to have that level of consistency at 7 years old, hats off to her. Again, the other horses I liked were nowhere. I had to root for the heavy odds-on chalk, looking like a total mope. While Ciaran has his wise guy horse, range it looked like the winner. Your Issa Court, another wise guy horse, she could have won, and I'm going, oh my God, I need this 2-5 so bad.
And I mean, I think what you guys have said 100 times on this show, I'll repeat. It's like we just got a 2-5 going into a 4-5, and you're paying me 4-1 to do it. Like that should be what you should be looking at. Is like, yes, I hate the 4-5, I hate the 2-5, but I love 4-1. Yeah. So I'll take my 4-1. And yes, two things have to happen.
That's interesting. I didn't think of it that way, but
the low takeouts are just making it. We're getting a little bit more.
But Nick, you wouldn't do that though if you didn't like the horse, right? I mean,
not normally, right? If I hated the 4 like Ciaran did, I would not play the 4. I would absolutely do what he did, which is try to beat it. I wouldn't have a $10 one. In there also
if it was my second choice, I probably would have hit it a little harder than I did.
Well, that's different, right? If you kind of like the horse, and you, like you said, Nick, it's a heavy chalk, and that combo's 4-1. Yeah, absolutely. That's tremendous value. But you can't play that based on that number if you just don't like the horse, right?
I think the move would be that you play against it if you don't like the horse. And that's the beauty of this game, right? Is if you have a 2-5 that you hate, then you go against it all the time. I mean, that's what makes me love Emily Gullickson so much, is she sees a 2-1 and she says, how do I beat it? And how do I find this 20-1 that I love? Oh, because she's Emily. So when you get ones like this, though, it's exact opposite, and you have no computers in there, and you have a high minimum, you get 4-1 because the computers aren't going to play every combination on a 50-cent base. They're going to play value. $5. It's perfect. So, yeah, I like the 4. I'm like I said, I like the 1 in this previous before it got scratched. So I went chalk, not a real smart opinion. The only one that I found a little bit interesting, and it's maybe because I was trying to get cute, was the 6, who's coming in from Indiana. And like I said, it was owned and trained by the same group that had the 7 in the last race. So just kind of felt like, why are they shipping this one out to Del Mar for this random race? And they're
win, baby. It's some good money. I mean,
and they're willing to lose it for, I don't know anybody's claiming this one for 25, but it's an interesting place for them to go. So I kind of felt like this one was the only other one that I really want to take a stab with. The 8 just feels like it's probably the one to do it, but I just feel like it's so against the track right now. This track feels very much like they're going gate to wire. And so if you're going to tell me the 8's going to be 7th or 8th or 6th coming around the turn, like maybe Barrios can get there, but I'd try to beat that one and just kind of throw.
Well, this is a turf race. I mean, I
don't think it's as bad as the dirt has been, but I think
it's very speed friendly.
Yeah, but I mean the turf has been pretty speed friendly as well. So I'm not a huge fan of trying to come from deep, especially going. Well, I guess going a mile, you have a better chance, but I'm still. I prefer to play up front.
I think it's been fair, actually. I mean, I do think it's been fair. I will take a deep closer on this turf course over a speed horse any day. And that crushed me this summer because speed was so good on this turf course over the summer, and I just got absolutely killed. But I thought last week it played very fair. I thought this week it played very fair. But, to your point, if that's your opinion and that's how you're going to play the race.
Oh, some housekeeping for everyone, when you're getting ready to handicap next weekend. We're actually going to get rain in Del Mar. People are wondering why Del Mar was drawing the card late. So I guess we're supposed to get a lot of rain Thursday, Friday, supposedly. But we'll see.
Yeah, they already drew for Friday. There's 3 turf races on Friday. We'll see how that goes. But they are postponing the draws for Saturday and Sunday based on the weather.
It's supposed to get a lot up north, but sometimes they just swoop down here and we get that rare storm down here.
We do get a rare storm down here, but come on. I mean, it's 6 days out. It's like, I'll wait and see what happens. Ciaran, you're supposed to have a horse running this weekend, right? I mean, what's
that's why we were supposed to race on Friday at Rackus in that 5 furlong turf, and they're going to redraw it for Saturday. So I'll be out there on Saturday.
Yeah, but they're running turf races on Friday. Maybe that race just didn't fill.
I think they just said they weren't going to, and they were going to bring it back on Saturday. I don't know what. I guess they were doing some. At least that was the word yesterday.
Oh, maybe if they didn't want a quality race like that to be washed off the turf.
Correct.
I see. Okay, that makes sense. All right, Nick, we're going to let you go. Thank you so much for joining us. Ciaran, any questions? Any final words for Nick, one of the OGs on our show?
Nice chalk pick.
I'll see you guys in the chat.
Hey, I want you guys to talk trash about Cal and SDSU.
No, we can't talk trash when they
SDSU just made some mashed potatoes out of Idaho.
Hey, Nick, anything for us? Any questions? Anything about the show you want to mention?
I mean, I like that you guys do it live. As I say, that's one of the best things about this. It's hard to always be on, like our friend Dan, who apparently has children but just ignores them for an hour. He's just like, yeah, they'll take a nap or something. I can ignore my kids all day and nobody would know any better.
For Dan. Oh, man. No, you guys are the best. I can't thank you enough. And I say this to everyone in the chat who's out there commenting and participating. That makes this show so much more enjoyable for Ciaran and I. We give each other a hard time and we have a lot of fun with it. But the fact that you guys can contribute and offer your opinions and, make us go, wait a second, what did we miss? And there have been times on this show where Ciaran and I have taken suggestions from our listeners and put tickets together and hit. We're
going to put a tick together now, Frank. Let's go. Adios, Nick.
Like, that's it. I got to gamble. All right, Nick. Thank you so much.
See you guys.
Really appreciate you and everybody else who contributes.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
All right, Frank. So your thoughts. What do you think is better here? I'm going to key the 2 because, I was loving the 2. The price is not great. So I'm trying to decide whether I do an exacta with the 2 on top or a trifecta. What's your thoughts? And I'm tossing a couple of horses.
Well,
I'm going for prices. I'm looking at underneath. The horses I'm looking at are 5, 6, 9, 10, 11. I'm going to toss the 4 and I'm going to toss the 8. Just because if they come in, I'm not going to get paid squat anyway.
Well, yeah, we'll look at the probables, but remind me, I got to get back in touch with Tyler Frausto because apparently the CRWs didn't like the fact that we could look up trifecta probables for Southern California. They removed those for the Breeders' Cup races, and they haven't put them back. That is one of the best tools that ExpressBet has, and now it's gone. So I can only see probables for the exacta and the quinella. I can't do a probable for you for the trifecta anymore.
They're watching our show, Frank. Jeez,
not happy about that, man. Not happy about it.
They're watching our show and they're like,
exactly. They're going, wait, we don't want other people to know what we know.
Yep.
We don't want them to know what the combos are playing so they can play. Oh, that's not cool. I don't like it. We're going to run that up the flagpole.
We can't even program it ourselves. You know what I mean? Just hand pecking the odds in. These guys are hooked up to the tote board, so they instantaneously know what the pays are. It's
every time we've done that on the show, I've had people go, hey, I was watching your show. How did you know what the trifecta was going to pay? And I said, well, ExpressBet actually has a tool where you can put your combo in and it'll tell you what the projected pay is. And now, poof, gone. CRWs didn't like it.
No other site does that, do they? Do you know of?
I use ExpressBet almost exclusively. Anyway, Ciaran, why don't you tell me what exactas you're thinking about, and I'll tell you what they're,
I was thinking my 2 over the 5, 6, 9.
Oh, wait, hold on. Before you do that, what do you think the double pull was today?
I don't know. 150?
175.
Okay, so that's pretty good.
I guess
Considering
that's pretty good. We'll see what it was last year,
what
but
was the pick 3 pool?
246.
Not bad.
Yeah, we'll see what they were last year, but let's get your exacta in first. I'm sorry. So what combos are you looking at?
I'm looking at 5 or 2 with 5.
$20
6
for $1. 20
6.
for $1.
Okay, what's number 6?
27.
9.
60.
10.
36.
And 11.
50.
All right. I think I'm just going to do a $10 exacta key, 2 over those horses. I mean, because the 2 with the 4 is paying $12. I'll just get my money back essentially.
Yeah.
And the 2 with the 8 is $6. $6. I'll pass on that too.
All right. So tell me where you're playing. I'm going to put that up so everyone can see.
I'm going to do a $10. Yep.
2 with
5, 6, 9, 10, 11.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, $50.
Yep.
Add banner. We hold ourselves accountable. If we're making a bet, it's right up there on the screen. So no bragging after. We have proof. Here, look, Nick. Trifecta probable was my biggest reason for using ExpressBet. So here we are, pissing off the retail player once again.
Did Breeders' Cup
don't like it?
Did Breeders' Cup make them take that down? Because if they did, that is really poor form.
I don't know the reasoning, but I know that they removed it. I had heard that they removed it because of the Breeders' Cup. I assumed that they were going to put it back. Well, here we are a week later, and it's not back. I am going to reach out to some of our contacts and A, find out why, and B, maybe they just forgot to, flip the switch on again. Or let's see if they're going to do it on the regular, because unbelievable. Not allowing us to have,
the information they have.
They have. Correct. And they have a computer who does it for them. We actually have to do it manually, and it takes us a long time.
If we get a bad interface, we missed the bet like I did a couple of times, trying to put my thing in, the website's lagging. Yeah. They're milliseconds. They put their bet in, change their mind, and take it out again,
Right. And they're like, oh, well, the 1-4-6 combo is hardly covered. So let's just, whatever it is.
Ciaran bet is $50 into the pool. Okay, let's adjust our bets now so that he makes $20 less.
Yeah, I think they do it deliberately, just to screw you, Ciaran.
Yep, that's it. The world revolves around us here.
Cat ate my form. Our friend from Canada. I'm still mourning from that. Oh my goodness, I feel your pain, man. I think everybody outside of LA wanted Toronto to win, and to lose in spectacular fashion that they did has got to be gut-wrenching for you guys. Yeah. I'm sorry, but thank you for joining us. Let's put a smile on your face by making some money here. This is very funny. Grandma horse racing. When it looks like a crime scene, that's too much job.
Yeah. I've not heard that one.
I love it. It's a crime scene. Oh, man, that is so funny.
Frank, so I got a stat here. For this particular race, only 9 times it's been raced.
Yeah.
4 of the 9 winners were 10-1 over. Interesting. I mean, it's not really a big sample size, but.
Yeah. Ciaran, I know we both really like the 2 here, but I was really bummed that the 1 scratched out of this race.
I was too. That was
the wise guy horse.
That was my wise guy. I said back up to the chalk, sharp work. Horse does not seem to have a will to win, though. That was my notes. Like it's all
none of them do. This is an N2L, right?
Yeah, like the horse puts itself in a great position every time and just doesn't have that oomph to always go by. That was the only thing. But last out down the hill. Second time turf. Price is why I was using underneath, but then they scratched it. So maybe they found an easier spot next week.
Ciaran, I want to go back to 2 things that you said on the show earlier. both relying to number 2, No Other Like You. You had some very good information. I know you're friendly with the ownership group. Let me just explain real quick to the audience. If you're not familiar with what's in the racing form there, that last race was a ratings handicap. That was a new condition that they ran at Santa Anita based on Equibase's rankings and ratings of
And
every horse in training.
Yeah, and the jockey club's
and Ciaran, we talked about it because this was part of our show.
Horrible.
This rating on No Other Like You was ridiculous. She was very highly rated. That was a stakes caliber race. I mean, you had stakes winning horses in there who were rated similar to her. They got it wrong, but I give the ownership group a lot of credit for saying, you know what? We got into this race. It'll be a good learning experience. It's down the hill. She probably got so much out of that race, they didn't have to work her out, right? So they're like, and you said
they thought about scratching out of that race, but then they were like, you know what? Why not? Let's just
exactly. This is the race that they were targeting. So she didn't have to run there. They could have scratched her out because she was in way over her head. And that's no fault of the connections at all.
This was one of the horses that I believe they were going to ship it back because they brought their string of horses out here for the ship and win and get claimed. And I think they were loading this one. I'm not exactly sure if this was one of the ones. They were loading them on the bus to go home when they saw Santa Anita's, continuing that ship and win thing. And they were like, oh, okay, well, we're going to keep it out here.
Yeah, and then with Doug O'Neill, you moved from the Sweezy barn to Doug O'Neill. But anyway, my point is, I know she was beaten. She finished last and was beaten 6.5 or whatever, but she had the lead for half the race against stakes caliber horses. I am telling you, that was an amazing fitness race for her. Blinkers come off. She is going to be super tough. The other thing you mentioned at the top of the hour was how DeMoro, I mean,
he's on fire.
He went from being unbettable to you have to use.
Yep.
Right? I mean, I don't understand it. He was so bad over the summer.
I don't know if he's won with O'Neill today, but he's won, 29% for O'Neill. So, I mean, O'Neill listened to the guys before. Okay, I know you're loyal to Bays. Gave him 2 shots with him. Bays is gone. DeMoro's on now. So this is the money ride right here. They made business. They want to win this race.
Let me ask you, because I know you make a lot of fun of jockeys on the show, and we both do sometimes, and it's mostly just playful, joking around. Do you notice anything different with the way he's riding now than he was over the summer? Maybe he has a new jock agent. Maybe he just gets it now. The light bulb went off because we would either see him 10 lengths in front or 100 lengths back.
Yeah, I saw during the summer meet some optimism that he was finally going to have that breakout like Tiago did last year. Remember, Tiago would be like 0 for 100. And then he went on that heater with Knapp, and then he's kind of continued. I mean, the fall off the horse kind of set him back quite a bit. But I was hoping Bays would do that too, start waking up. But now it's inconsistent. He is racing or riding a lot better than he was, but inconsistent. It's not like hot like DeMoro is right now. Like he's getting on things and
he's doing everything right.
Yeah.
Over the summer, he was doing everything wrong. Now he's doing everything right. Just absolutely crazy. But we always knew he was good. I mean, he was good overseas. He won a freaking Dubai World Cup, and then we saw him over the summer. I think you had his first winner.
Yep.
And you raved about him, and ribbons at 20-something to 1, wire to wire, awesome. And then you're like, let's ride him a little bit. And then finally you're like, I'm done. Like, I'm off. Like, he was just
his clock was off his head. His problem was, and I think he cost you a big double because he was in Tijuana coming into the turn and then lost by a
Richard Mandela horse came flying. He was a million miles back.
And then the horse just came with a rocket, and you like lost on the line, and you were like, that was for so much money. I think you really went off after that.
Hey, Carlos, thanks for joining us. He is alive to the 2, 6, 8, 10 and the double twice. Nice. And the pick 3. Excellent. Here's a question for you, Ciaran. Brooklyn John, why is the 8 5-2? The 8 is the horse I like the best, actually. This is a Hess horse. This horse, in my opinion, You go first, Ciaran, because you
I
didn't
was
use
just
the
saying,
horse, did you?
Barrios Hess, they got a slight weight break, but Barrios has not been winning for Hess. Hess is not doing that great. Sprint to route, that can't be right. 10 of 100, essentially. 9%. He's 9% on turf. I mean, I don't know why it's getting money. Maybe it's this wise guy. Someone knows something on the backstretch. Who knows?
Well, they're going in the gate. I'll tell you why I like this horse. I think this horse ran deceptively well against much better allowance horses, and I thought that downhill race at this level. Sorry, not downhill. The sprint race at this level was pretty good. Should set the horse up really well. For
you know
this
what my
spot.
one negative on it too, Frank, is since August, only 2 workouts. Like they don't work the horse out a lot.
I know you don't like that. You don't like that.
Don't like that. You know what I mean?
Fair enough. All right, they're at the gate. Good luck, everybody. I'm going to let. Probably should have had. I had to have Tobias. He's my good luck charm. I hit everything. Probably not for a lot of money, but man, Ciaran, if that was a tournament, that was a horse you probably could have gone all in on, huh?
Oh, absolutely.
You love that horse. It's the only horse you used. Nicely done. Good pick there. Good inside info.
Couldn't get that underneath though in the exacta, but it is what it is.
No, my 8 ran second.
And it wasn't worth it,
Yeah, I had the 2 and the 8 for the dog. Very obvious. I don't think we did anything wrong, Ciaran. We looked at what the pays were, and they just weren't that good.
Yeah.
You would have had to just loved both of them and crushed it. You know what I mean?
Correct.
So, we'll see. We'll wait till this goes official, see what it pays. I mean, I am still the reigning champ, but I'm not going to brag about it because I probably just made a couple of bucks again. Why can't I catch something really good?
And you didn't put yours out yesterday. We actually hit the pick 3 and double yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday we did really well. Let me move this banner out of the way here.
But I mean, if we're looking at the double, Frank, into the 2, the probables were showing 22.50. The pick 4 is paying $78. Like that's why I rotated a lot of my money just to the late double and late pick 3. Like especially when you get a price in the late double or the late pick 3, it's just paying way more than the pick 4 because you can hammer it a little bit more. I'd rather spend the $100 on the double than a pick 4 ticket now. We don't see the pays like we used to back in the day.
No, I get it. I get it. Yeah, I mean this double was coming back $22.50. Let me see what I had it for. 6 times, I mean, I barely make money again. And what did we say the pick 3 was coming back, Ciaran? Because I think we both hit it, right?
78 or let me see. Will pays Pick 3 was paying $55.80.
Right. I lost $40 there.
I think
Not
mine
losing
only
day.
cost. I think mine cost like 36. So profit.
Yeah, you made more money than me. I get to wear the crown though, because and my picks won. Now let me look at your pick 3 here. 36.
And that was one, really, Frank. And I mentioned it earlier. I thought about hammering it a little bit more, but
Yeah.
I mean, what I really should have had, but I mean, we're
Yeah, but actually, you know what? You shouldn't have even had it, Ciaran, because you didn't really like the 4. I guess this is how you use the 4 defensively. You use it in the pick 3.
Yeah, I use it in the pick 3. So
Yeah,
that's why I'll sometimes people are like, well, you don't have it in your double that you posted. I'm like, well, I'm going into that. So I'm hoping for coverage in and out, and you know what I mean? And I'm hoping
I thought about that when you sent the picks, and then I realized what you were doing. You were using the favorite in the pick 3 defensively, but you didn't want to use that horse in the double because there was we saw much more value beating that horse in the double.
And it made it a lot easier because I was so convicted on this 2 in the last race, Now it probably should have probably been a $12 double because my top 2 picks ended up going back and adjusting it. I mean, I did go 8-4 would have been my top 2. So I should have been 8-4, 2-4, 5-2. I probably should have done it 12, $15 or something like that. But I just didn't want to mess around. I was just like,
I think you played it really well, to be honest. Mr. Guitar, to quote Grandma Horse Racing, it's a crime scene out there. Another chalk day. If you don't mind, Mr. Guitar, if you have it handy, you had some good stats about winning favorites. I think it was at Santini. It was like 45%, something ridiculous.
Yeah, that's crazy.
If you have anything for Del Mar, please let us know. If not, I could look it up next week. Nick, the double that was posted was $50 for 2. Nick, cleaned up, did pretty good. Thank you. Nicely done. Nicely done. Let's go to Josh. Pick 3 got to break even. Best news, these chances again next week. That's right, Josh.
Yeah.
We will be back next week. And again, thoughts and prayers to you, your family, your daughter. Join us anytime. We'll keep spreading the awareness. And if you send me an email, scatoniracing@gmail.com. Give us the information about the charity and the foundation, and be more than happy to put it up on the board next week and make some donations and all that fun stuff. I mean, we're a community, we're a family. Let's see, great show, guys. Products.
Yeah, but Nick said it as well on the thing. We got what is it, 3-5 and a 6-5 paid 4-1. I mean, what does AI say the payout should have been, Frank? Use your AI math.
Oh, I love this exercise. Here we go. Your
AI mathing, just to prove the point that sometimes I just really did not like the 4. I would have hammered it like he did.
Well, yeah, that's how you play that if you love it. If not, you play it the way you played it and try to. Yeah,
people are going to complain, and they're going to look at this 2 chalks in a row, and then they're not going to look at the fact that they could have got 4-1 with 2 chalks.
All right, tell me the winning prices.
All right, let's see.
Just start with the double.
All right.
So what did Grand Slam Smile pay?
$3.40.
$3.40, and then this last one.
$4.40.
That's pretty good, actually.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised. That is pretty good.
So I'm calculating a $5 win parlay with those. We'll see. I mean, it might be less. I don't know. It's going to be tight. A $5 win parlay with both those horses, $18.70.
Paid $22.50. You made slightly more. It was better the other day when we did it.
Correct, but you did make more. And let's do the $3. So calculate a $3 win parlay with winning horses of first leg, race 7.
740.
740 and
340.
340 and 440?
Yep.
What did the pick 3 pay?
Pick 3 paid $55.80.
It's probably going to be slightly better again, the parlay. Let's see. $41.51.
So you made money.
Better. Yeah. I mean, as
The low
chalky
take.
as it is, guys,
There's money to be made.
It's still better than the parlay.
Yep.
All
right.
Oh yeah, here's the thing. Ciaran, I forgot. Churchill started up again, and they're doing the $3 pick 3. And
okay. Maybe I'll take a look at it this week.
Yeah, we should take a look. Maybe we could do, if they run Thursday, we might be able to do a Thursday show. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll look and see yeah.
All right. Well, Nick, thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to leave this last quote up here. Scurvy Tooth, support the tracks that support you. Thanks, DTL. Great community here. I agree with you. Final thoughts, Ciaran?
Would have been nice to win a little bit more, but I'm happy with the swing I took. Sometimes you got to take a swing every once in a while.
I would say more often than not.
I did not cash. I did not cash with my super strong opinion, but it is what it is. I'm
yeah,
sure
but you know what?
You helped some other people. The fact that I was so convicted on the 2 in the last leg.
You didn't miss much. I mean, I hit it and barely made money. So I didn't have enough conviction in Grand Slam Smile to whack it. Your strongest opinion of the day was the 2 in the nightcap, and you had an $80 double with the horse you like best in leg 1, trying to beat the odds-on horse to your strongest opinion. I'd say that you played that exactly how it should have been played. Got to focus here. Quick lesson, guys and gals. You have to focus on decisions, not outcomes, right? Your outcomes aren't always going to be favorable, but it comes down to your decision-making process. I feel like, Ciaran, you made the absolute right decision. The outcome wasn't favorable today, but you didn't lose all that much, and you certainly didn't waste an opportunity on a $22 paying double. So if you consistently make the right decisions, you will get the right outcomes over the long run. So you focus on your decisions, not on the outcomes. Now, if you made the wrong decision, that's completely different. Then you have to go back and look at your action and how you played the bet. But I feel like you made the right decision, Ciaran.
I will say on my double bets, I like what I did today. No complaint. I just wish I'd been able to capitalize a little bit more on the 2 in the last leg. But
yes,
my second choice scratched, so that kind of blew that up, if you know what I mean. Because that would have been I probably would have had a monster exacta 2 over 1. I might have done $100 exacta.
Yeah,
2 over 1.
I agree with you, but the scratch of the 1 changed its complexion of the whole race. I know you're not. I mean, you're not a big chalk win player, so I mean, I don't know what you could have done in that situation. If it was a tournament and and you had bankroll and you had to meet them, you might have bet 1,000 to win on that horse. Yep. But in this situation, in the context of this show, I'm not sure what you could have done differently.
All right. Well, it's off to the soccer match, Frank.
Hey, so if they win tonight, they go to the next round?
Next round. This is make or break. Yep.
This is Portland, the rubber match?
Yep. This is where it meets the road. Yep.
All right. Let's go SDFC. All right. Ciaran, pleasure as always. Nick Seevers, thanks so much for joining us.
Yep. DTL and then check our Twitter feed at whether we do church. It depends on the weather, too. We'll probably decide Wednesday, I would say. We'll see what it's like. Yeah, we'll play it all by ear. Follow me at Scatoni Short Shot. Follow Ciaran at California Pick 4. If you have questions for Ciaran, he is CaliforniaPick4@gmail.com. Right now, what is your email? That's it. CaliforniaPick4@gmail. Yep.
And I'm Scatoni Racing. Thanks for watching, everyone. DTL Crew, we cannot do this without you and your support. Until next time, I'm not even going to say you go home in trouble because I feel like everybody did everything right today. It just the sequence just did not lend itself to a good payout.
The crew made some money, so that's all that matters. The crew makes money, and onward we go.
All right, and thoughts and prayers out to Josh and his daughter, and we'll see you guys all next time.